Well, good evening, friends. We are live. It's Thursday night and it's Littleport. You guessed it, it's time for Littleport Christian Spiritualists. Welcome to Littleport, Chateau Del Nick, the Boudoir de la Brown. We're all here. Everyone's waiting in the background, ready, apart from Beverly, who's on her way, and I will help you if you need it. But everyone is ready for a usual Thursday night of spiritual love, upliftment, and good cheer. And healing, of course, and mediumship, of course, and indeed a haircut, it is. And we are joined by the final piece of the puzzle. I can see you, so remember, I can see you all down there when you're not on the screen. Just word of caution. Do you know what, friends at home? It's so uplifting sometimes watching what goes on in the background of a service when it's online. That's all I will say and all I will ever say. But friends, the most important part of our way of life is coming together, uniting under an umbrella of love and friendship, and proof indeed that our way of life shows that life is eternal, that we, just like one of my addresses, goes on forever. And the most important part of these online services is the ability to reach out and connect with each other, because as much as we endeavor and strive to communicate with the world of spirit, it's equally important to remember it as living spirit. We should communicate with each other, and that is truly a blessing that we tend to lose sometimes. So on to tonight. What have we got? Well, I've got my healing list ready. I've got my Pepsi ready, other soft drinks available, of course. And we have a medium, we have a principal minister, we have 3 recipients, and of course, we have someone to do a reading and someone to give us Bully's special prize. So it's a usual Thursday, and you're all, as ever, completely welcome, both now live, but all of you that are going to be watching later on. So if it's not Thursday, you're still very welcome. It's fine. I do love the fact that everyone's getting into a habit now who watches regularly of sending me a message saying, I'm not going to be on the live, but I will be watching it tomorrow. And then there's these comments keep popping up on my phone. It's wonderful. We never used to have that in the village hall. So yeah. And I can see Rachel is talking to us, in fact, from YouTube. We have a YouTube. But you're here. That's the thing. You're in. Well done. And everyone who joins us week in, week out, absolutely. So let's crack on, shall we? And say, Tara, are you there? Our medium for the tonight. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sweetie. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Nick. How are you?
Fantastic. I'm loving this whole cross-platform thing, aren't you?
Fantastic, yeah.
So I hear you've been doing lots of walking.
I have, yes. I've been walking for charity and walking for myself as well. But I did a walk for cancer research in February, and I walked 57 miles in a month, and I raised £150. And I am due to do a walk for the Stroke Association this month, where I hope to raise a little bit more than £150. So yeah.
Yeah, I still can't believe it's 2 years since you had yours, and look at you, darling.
I know, and I feel wonderful. I really do, and I feel a lot better than I did before my stroke. I shouldn't, touch wood. But yeah, I do feel fantastic, and I don't know, it's given me more of a what's the word? More of a sense to live, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think because I came that close to losing my life, quite literally, it spurred me on.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I plan to make every day count now. Every minute of every day count as much as possible.
Quite right. And the love is coming to you from the chat box, I tell you. Here we
Oh,
go.
thank
Well,
you.
there you go. I'm gonna run through them because you deserve to know
Oh,
that everyone
thank you,
thinks
Mum.
how wonderful you are. Oh, and we all do. You know, I was so concerned back then, but to look at you now, it's just amazing. And I'm sure Spirit had a hand in it. You know.
I tell you what, I think it is my belief, my faith and my belief that kept me strong and kept me going forward, to tell you the truth. I was determined. I was determined to use my right side again, you know, determined to get in the car and drive, determined to go back to work. And yes, so, you know, thank you, Spirit. Thank you for whoever was looking down on me, because yeah, I'm here and I'm alive. So
Absolutely. And it's funny, once you know, when you mention something, it suddenly appears. I mentioned a moment ago that we were getting a little bit more cross-platform than we used to be, and we've had a hello from Sean and Natalie on YouTube as well.
hello,
Adrienne Merritt is watching on YouTube as well, and Rachel's through on YouTube because she couldn't get through on Facebook. So
Rachel.
there we go. We have backups after backups after backups.
I know, it is fantastic, isn't it?
And I think that's actually how Spirit works. If something doesn't work, they've got a backup for everything.
Yeah.
Also, when you speak of, when you mention a name, it's sure to be identifiable and arrive, like making a wish.
Yeah.
You know, you talk about making wishes. And somebody said to me something about wishes the other day. Wishes, something along the lines of, wishes are, that's right, wishes are what start prayers.
Yeah.
What a wish will turn into a prayer. And I think that's wonderful. So if we all wish really hard for someone else to appear, you never know, she might just pop up on the screen. And it's just nice to see our international field carrying on again. Hello, Matthew in Canada, and hello, Daniel. It has been a long time, but let's all close our eyes and think, Lynn. There she is.
Oh, God bless you. I've had to take this thing out, Nick, Reverend Nick, because it's affecting my head. I'm not able to use the ear things. So, you know, my head was being badly affected. So I'm afraid you'll have to mute me if you need to.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll be able to manage that. It won't be too much of a task.
It won't be too much of a task. But what it does mean is that when Lynn's
about your development.
Well, no, you can say what you like. I talk about it.
I'm only joking, Nick. I'm only joking, Rev Nick.
But for everyone who comes on the screen with Lynn, we don't speak unless I mute. That way I can get rid of the echo. But when she starts to speak, I unmute. Which means we shut up, which is exactly how she likes it. So unmute away.
Well, I really felt that, you know, we must mention the Duke of Edinburgh.
Absolutely.
And his passing to spirit. And we know, don't we, that those who pass over to the spirit side of life still continue their life's journey in a different dimension, on another vibration, but certainly, you know, as conscious individuals, personality complete. And I can just imagine the Duke, when he got there, having something to say about the arrangements. I'm sure that, you know, it wasn't all to his liking, even though, you know, most people would appreciate just being in heaven. But I wanted to look at the ramifications of his passing. And the fact is that, you know, the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip, passed away, passed over to spirit, as of course so many other hundreds and hundreds of people did. And he was a great-grandfather, grandfather, father, husband, son. And, his mum, of course, would be greeting him. I mean, that must have been a wonderful, joyful reunion. And everybody else that he had lost personally. Because, don't we think to ourselves, well, just because they've lived lives of privilege and of wealth, that they don't have any of the discomforts and upsets and worries that others of us who don't enjoy those kinds of privileges, and that's all the way up from somebody of his position all the way down to the family next door or our own family. We mustn't imagine for a minute that anything like material wealth or privilege brings any exemption from worldly cares and woes and ills and tragedies. Because he was, in fact, as we know, the great-grandson of Queen Victoria. He was a daughter of Princess Alice. And he loved his mum, like most sons love their mothers. And she was a very, very special person. She used her position more than once to help others less fortunate than herself, as indeed did the Duke of Edinburgh, by instigating all sorts of various awards that he did. He ensured a good life, a better life for a lot of people, a lot of young people who were nothing like as privileged as himself. So he was always very mindful of that. And again, we need to find some solace and answers to tell us that spiritual matters are what really matter, no matter what wealth or privilege one has. And the Duke of Edinburgh's mother, Alice, was someone who was very much connected with Israel. And the Duke of Edinburgh actually visited his mother's grave out in Israel. She actually requested that she be buried there. And she is honoured at the Holocaust Museum as a righteous among Gentiles, and a tree was planted in her name. Because during the Nazi persecution of the last World War, the Duke of Edinburgh's mother hid a family of Jews in her palace. And she was very frightened because the Nazis often visited. The fact is, you see, when we think about our children, Alice had children, some of whom married high-ranking Nazis. And you can only wonder how she managed to hold that together, not being a Nazi herself, far from it, and loving her children as we all do, love our children. And when we see them taking a path that we would not choose for them, or that we find abhorrent, how we actually manage as families to hold that together. And she must have had a great stressful time trying to, find love for, the love that she had for her children balanced against her hatred for the Nazis. And the Duke of Edinburgh too, they were his sisters. He was her son. And of course, he was treading a pathway that was dear to her. But he also had sisters that he knew, who three of whom were married to high-ranking Nazis, as I mentioned. But Princess Sophie, his older sister, accompanied him to Israel on that occasion when he went to visit his mother's memorial, and when he also went to visit his mother's grave, because Alice had asked her last request, that she be buried in the land of Israel, among the Jews, basically, on the Mount of Olives. And she was indeed buried there. And she was a member of the Russian Orthodox Church. and that is that is what happened for her. So the thing is, you can just imagine the turmoil in that family, and that often happens when we are bereaved. You know, when a father passes away, there aren't many families, I don't think, who are able to sort of almost sail through that process without upset and recrimination and memories of all sorts of, you know, bad things going on in the family. And she did, he did, she said, he said, you know, all these things that crop up. And particularly when it comes to, you know, any kind of legacy that they may leave or not, as the case may be. And I just felt that, you know, within all the wonderful tributes that have been paid to the Duke of Edinburgh this week, that we really should, you know, while we do appreciate his life, that we should also remember all those others who have passed over to spirit at this time, and who have equally joyfully been reunited with their own families on the other side. Because once we get to the other side of life, so I am told quite confidently by those who are over there, that we are able to look through our life's journeys and to actually find resolution to all kinds of problems. Some may take longer than others to work out, but we all have that opportunity. And in spiritualism itself, we have principles that we accept, and one of them is that we all have the ability and the gift of being given spiritual progress open to all of us. And that really means that, you know, when we do pass over to the other side of life, that we are able to resolve all our problems that we've had here. And I think that's a wonderful concept. We know that it's true. And I'm sure that anything that the Duke of Edinburgh finds wrong in the heavenly realms, he will immediately point out, because he was not known for his tactfulness. And in fact, I can tell you that when he was out in Israel and he was among the various memorials to all the people who had helped Jews during the war, he pointed out a stone and he said, "There's a crack in that, do something about it." "Oh, yes, sir, we will." So I'm sure that, you know, as we speak, he is putting some things right over there. So I think that, you know, we need to remember that amongst all of our bereavements, that there is a life after this life, and that there will be reunion with our loved ones on the other side that we feel that we have lost. And I'm sure that when we all go over there in God's good time, that we will see the Duke of Edinburgh there with his mother and his sisters all reconciled and everything else. And maybe we'll even catch a glimpse of Queen Victoria, you know, over on that other side. And that is not so far-fetched as it seems, because if you believe in life after death, as we do, life after this life, then why shouldn't we all be seen around the people that we knew and were familiar to us at that time, before we perhaps pass on to the higher realms? But I would just like to say, for the Duke of Edinburgh, may his memory be a blessing. That is an old Jewish prayer for the passed over spirit. And I've probably spoken quite enough now. I hope that you know, you found that a little bit interesting and a little perhaps unusual in one respect. But then, you know, we are spiritualists. And one of the things that I remember that my grandmother always told me, my dad's mum, was that we must never cry over anybody. In other words, we must always be positive, you know, no matter what. And I think that probably leads us in nicely to the healing, which is coming up next, because indeed we do think most positively in our prayers and in our askings for all those, who are down here at the moment, maybe struggling, but we also pray and ask for healing for those in the realms of spirit who may be needing it. So I'll say God bless you all, and may all their memories be a blessing to all of us.
Bless you, Lynn, and thank you. And absolutely, yes. One of the things that we always used to discuss when we were first working together in spiritualism back 23 years ago, one of the frustrations that I found was that as a spiritualist, no one would ever comment on the situation of the day, the headlines from our perspective, which is why I usually look at my watch when something happens and give you about 10 minutes. And if you haven't, which is usually the case, already said something, I will jump in and say something as well as we have done this week, because I think it's important as a religion, as a grouping, and as a community, that we are all spoken on behalf of by at least someone who shares our opinions. And of course, quite often I frequently look to Reverend Lynn to do that for me, and to share her burden. I do that on her behalf from time to time too. One of the things that Lynn has always taught me, because we're talking a lot about being in circle and all things, she's always put that happy, positive spin on something. So, how does one put a positive spin on a passing? Well, for them, they already have that positive spin because they are eternal. They are at peace. They're not necessarily at rest, but they're certainly at peace. But when it comes to Prince Philip, I can. Because I did say originally I was never going to share this story publicly ever. Certainly not whilst wearing the collar, and certainly not during a service. So I will do as we do for those we communicate on behalf, and perhaps edit appropriately. But I actually did meet Prince Philip once, and I'd like to share this to bring that reminder of what Lynn was saying about the love and the laughter and the personality being eternal, and certainly that he would be getting involved and interfering. In 2007, I was invited to St. James's Palace to a champagne reception because of something I was doing in retail. Now, one of the things about royal protocol I found at that time is that they are extremely strict. So we were all divided into two groups. One was one side of the room, one was the other side of the room. And then those two groups were subdivided again. And then you had the front row and the second row, and it was zigzagged. And I was put in the left-hand side, row 2. And the people, the courtiers and the officials, they all came out and said, we must speak of royal protocol to let you know that on this side of the room, you will be greeted by Prince Philip, and on this side of the room, you will be greeted by Her Majesty the Queen, and you must understand these rules. If you are in row 1, you will be addressed by Prince Philip. You may answer his questions, but do not directly address him with questions other than answers. Row 2, Prince Philip will not address you. You will not address Prince Philip. It will not happen. Do not. He will make eye contact with you. He will nod. You may nod in return. And all of this was just so mind-bogglingly, but being like 20-something, I was 20-something at the time. I was quite grateful to be in row 2, and you will not be addressed. You will not have to bow and curtsy and all this sort of thing, because I wasn't wearing the right dress to curtsy anyway. He's walking along the row, and he spoke to a few people ahead of me. And he asks the person in front of me a question. And you've seen it on the news, particularly when people aren't hurrying up to take photos. There was this look coming on his face of concern, frustration, quizability, also this little naughty glint. Everyone who's mentioned over the last week or so this naughty little glint in his eye, it's real. I've seen it. And he disagreed with what was said to him, and he was to take one step to walk past me and one more step to get to the next person. He turned as he stepped and looked at me, and he turned away to take his next step, and he paused and he stopped and he turned back again, looked at me and said, "I think they're talking a load of beep," smiled sweetly, wiggle of the eye, and off he pops. And I was just mortified because I just stood there and went so that's a little bit of a reminder that the truth of the personality is true. Yes, he did come across from time to time as a little bit grumpy, especially if you're a photographer, but you know what, there was this look in his eye that always meant, I'm winding you up. I'm not allowed to speak to you, so I'm going to anyway. And you know, it was just a wonderful memory that I thought I'd like to share for a little bit of laughter and love. But so thank you, Lynn, for prompting that, you know, a reminder of personalities always coming through. And of course, you know, that there's 99 years worth of events to look through and review and receive comfort and reward and opportunity to correct. So I'm sure he's going to be extremely busy. But speaking of extremely busy, so are we in this service. So I thank you, Reverend Lynn. I'm going to unmute you and mute myself a second. But once I've done that, I shall say, see you later on.
Thank you very much, Reverend Nick, for following up so very aptly with that little address. And, you know, we know that we can rely on you, Reverend Nick, which is why you are my supporting Archbishop. So
Bless.
Thank you for that. Thank you. And Tara, I know that you will have a very good evening. You're, like I said to Kathy before we actually started, you're old school, and there won't be any nonsense taken from you. And, you know, I just love it when our good mediums insist that the recipients take the message. And I know, Tara, that you will make sure that they take the message, because that is so important. We don't want any shilly-shallying about from the recipients tonight. You know, we want them to understand that you get what you get, giving what you get, and they should accept it with good grace and not mess you about. Oh, I'm not sure. Oh, what name? Oh, I'll have to think about that. No, you tell them you got it right. And we'll have a lovely, lovely evening if they only understand that one thing.
God bless you, Reverend Lynn, and we'll see you later.
Have a good night.
Oh, wonderful. And Tony, I was so tempted to put you straight on the screen there. Now, just before we go on to the healing, a little bit more amusement. Tara, I've got to say this. People think that they can get away with it and think that I might have missed what they said.
Right.
You might be thousands of miles away, mate, but I will find you 86 years ago, my eye. There's not that many years between us, love. Oh, bless you. Thank you for that. Giving away my secrets, Matt. Bless you. Well, friends, now is indeed the time for healing. And of course, it is something so extremely important, especially for all those that have lost someone. because you can ask for yourself. So a wish can become a prayer, and that wish is that I will get through this. And that leads to healing. So I've been asked to mention several names tonight before we do the healing. So when we are having the healing, please consider Edvin, Simon, Ruth, Donna, Helen, Lee, Danny, Lisa's son. Lisa was one of the people that can't watch live tonight. She'll be watching tomorrow. Lisa's son, please send him some healing. I would also like to add Linda to that as well. So, my friends, how does it work? Well, you just simply kick back, take a moment and take a breath, and send out your thoughts to all those who are sick and suffering. We will have our healing video with some nice music and some lovely candles to help you focus and send out that thoughts. And people do really feel quite an impact by using those candles to focus on. But send out your thoughts to everyone, and we begin with a prayer and end, as ever, with Amen. So let's go for it, my friends. As you send out your thoughts, we say, Great Spirit, Father, Mother God, here we bring unto you all those who are sick and suffering and in need of comfort, be they sick in mind, body, or spirit, that it may please thee to heal them. Both those we know, those we do not know, and those who have no one to ask for them, we ask for them now. Amen. Well, I'm just going to unmute, because I always mute us during the healing because of the feedback we get. Shortly before we have our demonstration, which is about to happen in a few minutes, we've got one more very special guest to welcome onto the screen. One of our other traditions, and he's looking very crystal clear. But I just wanted to make sure that you were still awake and with us, Tara.
Yes, I am. Yes.
That's all right then. But this is your 2-minute warning. The messages start after this. So
Okay.
I say those magic words. See, everyone thinks we're up to mumbo jumbo magic. This is one of the magic words that we really do use. Oi, Alan, you there, mate?
I am, yeah.
Hello, Reverend Alan.
Hi, Alan.
Hi, Tara. Lovely words again from Reverend Lynn and a backup from yourself, Reverend Nick. Tonight's reading has certainly helped me in the last few days, and I hope it does help a lot of people. I'm sure a lot of people will know it. It's called Footsteps in the Sand, and it's by Mary Stevenson. One night I dreamed I was walking along the beach with the Lord. Many scenes from my life flashed across the sky. In each scene I noticed footprints in the sand. Sometimes there were 2 sets of footprints, and other times there was 1 set of footprints. This bothered me because I noticed that during the low periods of my life, when I was suffering from anguish, sorrow, or defeat, I could see only one set of footprints. So I said to the Lord, you promised me, Lord, that if I followed you, you would walk with me always. But I have noticed that during the most trying periods of my life, there was only been one set of footprints in the sand. Why, when I needed you most, have you not been there for me? The Lord replied, the times you have seen only one set of footprints is when I carried you. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Right, this is just one of those occasions where I remind everybody that we do things with a shins for a reason. And, I've always said that philosophy can have its own proof, and this is one of those amazing times. Lynn was talking about reviewing our lives, the compensation for all good done. And she's talking about when we go to the spirit realms, we are shown what we have done and opportunities to be rewarded, to make well. And then you come on with a reading that describes that exact principle. It's amazing how spirit work, and I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Alan, because you know what? Any naysayers that say we make this stuff up, there's your blooming proof. There's the way we do it, and that's how spirit do it. We're always asking, how do they do that? It doesn't really matter. The fact is they do. And there it is. So, Alan, as ever.
I remember when I first started doing readings in our church, and we decided to do it absolutely the opposite way to everyone else, and how it has worked to absolutely, how often, Nick, has it not fitted in with the philosophy? I can't remember one.
I know. I mean, there's all right. Yeah, there's been a few moments where you thought, oh, it's a little bit loose this week, but for the most part, it's that smack in the face connection that really, really does kick in. And yeah, people can say, oh, the loose ones. Yeah, it's going to happen because you all talk about the same thing so much. Well, hello, a specific principle of spiritualist philosophy was spoke about tonight, and there's the reading that ties it in. Boom. God bless you. Thank you. And God bless them, and God bless us, and God bless you, my friend, for a wonderful reading. Thanks, mate. Well, I think I might have got a little bit excited there. So, excuse me. Now is the time in our service, my friends, where you will get a little bit of peace and solitude from my face as I get out of the way, as we invite those that have been selected by the magic raffle to come and get a reading from our weekly medium. Of course, this week, the lovely Tara. And so I hand over this service to you, my love, and ask the first question, because we go in order of arrival, of course.
Okay.
Tony, are you there?
I'm here, dear.
Hello, mate.
All right.
It's weird seeing you on the other side.
I know. How odd.
And on that note, I'll leave you to it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, hello, Tony. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you. Yourself?
Nice to see you.
And you, dear.
Okay, Tony. Well, I have a gentleman here, and he gives me the name of Derek or Eric. Okay, so I don't know if you can understand the gentleman in spirit of that name. If you can't, then please just keep it.
I will.
But he is giving me real heaviness in my arms, and I want to say I feel like he either carried or lifted somebody quite a lot, if you can understand that. I don't know if he was a carer for. I feel like it's either a child or a lady he was a carer for.
Right. Yeah.
He actually picked her up out the chair and moved her. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Can you understand this gentleman, please?
Yeah. Yeah.
Lovely. Thank you very much. He tells me that he was quite a slight gentleman. He wasn't very big built, so he did take the pressure on his arms. Okay. And he makes me aware of a severe headache with him. Okay, I don't know if this is the reason behind his passing, but my head feels like it's just cracking in half. Okay, so I don't know. I do feel that it was in relation to his head that he passed. I don't know if it was like a brain condition or
was
something.
the lady. It was the lady who had the head condition.
Oh, right. Okay. Thank you very much for confirming that, Tony.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. Right. He gives me also the name Billy. I don't know if you can understand this. So it is either William or Billy.
Yeah.
Okay. Lovely. Thank you. And he is making the my left palm itch. Now, I always take it to be left to pay out. So I don't know if you or someone around you has paid out money just recently for something.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't feel that you are getting anything back from it at the moment, if you can understand that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Okay. But you aren't to worry because you will. Okay. He is telling me that you will see the benefits of the payment. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right. I now have a lady come. And I want to say this is mum to you, Tony. Can you understand mum in spirit, please?
No.
Right, okay. So this is either an aunt. This will be an aunt. Okay, this is an auntie in spirit. Can you understand an auntie in spirit?
Yeah.
Okay. And she gives me the letter A. So I don't know if that is what her name was.
No, but I understand it.
Right, okay, because she is just drawing this huge A. Okay, to give to you. Okay, and as you understand it, then I'll take that.
Yeah.
Okay. She shows me, oh goodness, she shows me, it looks like one of these large, the singing bowls.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
She is showing me a large singing bowl and she is going around it and making this beautiful sound. So I don't know if you work with singing bowls or if you have been listening to singing bowls just recently.
I have actually, yes. Yes.
But she is telling me that there is a message in the listening. Okay. So just listen to the sound that is coming from the singing bowl. Okay, and you will hear a message come through. And I do feel this is going to be very important to you, Tony. Okay.
I'll have a listen. Yeah.
Right, okay. And she's also given me the colour purple is very relevant to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is to do with healing or right, okay.
Very significant.
Orange.
Everything's purple. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, she just tells me that colour purple is very significant to you.
And it's my healing colour.
Right. Okay. Fantastic. Yeah. Thank you very much for confirming that, Tony. Right. Okay. She's now giving me the months of September and November as relevant as well.
Right.
And she's giving me number 24. I do want to say 24th of November here. Okay. If you can't understand it now, then please keep it in mind.
I will. Yeah.
Okay. And also, she's given me February the 2nd. February.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Right, she's taken me down an alleyway now. I don't know if this is a memory of yours or if this is a spirit memory, but she's taken me down what is, well, I call it an alleyway, so it's a small passageway. Okay, yeah. She's taken me through what looks to be the garden gate. Okay, yeah. And I do want to say this looks very much like Coronation Street, the backyard. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she is taking you into this house. Okay, and there is this lovely live fire going. Okay, so I don't know if you can understand this, but I do feel that this is a memory.
Yeah.
Okay, that she take back to. And she's telling me this was a very special time. Okay.
Yeah. It was, yeah.
And she just puts her arms around you, Tony, and just gives you this lovely big hug. And I do feel that, I do feel that you still feel this from her.
I do.
Okay.
I do. Yeah.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Right, now, I know I gave you the name. I gave you the letter A, but she's given me the name Aggie. Aggie. So I don't know if that would be short for Agnes or something, but Aggie. Okay. If you, like I said, you don't understand it now.
It's going way back, so I'll check.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much, Tony. Right. She has just dangled what looks like to be a pendulum in front of me now.
Yeah.
I don't know if this was one of your first experiences to do with your spirit work, where we worked with pendulums.
It's my other half who works with pendulums a lot.
Right, okay, because she's just showing me this pendulum swinging backwards and forwards, and she always tells me that you know the answer. You always know the answer.
Yeah.
Okay. And she says that you do send a lot of questions to spirit.
Yeah.
And she says she doesn't understand why, because you know the answer already. Okay, so she said you just got to stop asking so many questions, because you've just got to go within yourself and just listen to your own answer. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, okay. She just put a nice woolly hat on my head now. So I don't know if she's worn a woolly hat. Okay, but she's just put this woolly hat on my head. Okay, and she tells me that you need to keep your head warm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, okay. She's just such a lovely lady, Tony. And she just emanates just so much love for you. I just can't sort of promote her love to you enough.
Oh no.
Okay.
She's lovely.
And she brings with her a little dog as well, Tony.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's brought this little dog in. Okay, and she's whistling. So I don't know if she whistled for this dog and the dog came and sat at her feet or sat at your feet, but she's whistling for this dog.
My feet, yeah. And
This
his feet,
dog,
yeah.
this dog is here. Okay.
Yeah,
And I do feel that you feel this little dog around you as well. Okay.
Yeah, she aggravates my dogs.
Right. Okay. Well, the dog is here, and the dog is bringing you comfort as well. Okay.
Yeah.
So I do feel that occasionally, you do need a little bit of comfort for some reason, and she is bringing that comfort to you, and the dog as well.
Bless you. Thank you so much. I did need a bit of comfort this week. It's been a bit of a tough week, but there we are. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Oh, well, anyway,
Thank you, Tara. That was lovely.
Thank you
so much.
Give you all her love. Okay.
Bless you. Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you,
Tony. It's still strange to see you on the other side of the screen. But it also lovely too. It's nice for everyone at home watching to know that people that they've seen come up on our screen, either conducting services, giving messages, we need them from time to time too. We have our connection to spirit, we have our evidence and our proof, but it's nice to have it come from another source from time to time. For that extra confirmation, especially when we're feeling a bit down. Now, for those watching at home who do cross over the various different NCSS services, you'll know that Tony conducts a Q&A service on a Friday night.
Yes.
What's going on tomorrow night, love?
Well, tomorrow night I'd invited Nick to come and join the Q&A session, and then I checked my diary and I'm booked out. So I said, Nick, would you take this service for me? But tomorrow, if you usually watch my Friday night service, Nick is doing a Q&A with Jean and Irene. So if you have any questions, send them in and Nick will do his best to answer them, and Jean and Irene.
Yeah,
so there you are.
I was looking forward to the four of us, but I will just have to make do. I know Thundersley will be very pleased to have you anyway. But no, in all seriousness, the love is coming out massively in the chat box, which you will have a look. There is an ongoing argument as well as to whether you're allowed a singing bowl or
I
not.
know, I saw that. He's mean.
I'm sure you'll get your own way in the end. Bless you. Anyway, we will see you a bit later on, mate.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Tara. Bless you.
You're very
Thank
welcome.
you.
Wow, well done, my love. Now, I know Lynn was giving you the coaching session. You know, the way spirit work, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
The whole how do they do that? Lynn was giving the talk about don't take no for an answer. You know, and it reminded me of a medium we used to have serve Littleport back in the day. And then, funnily enough, a few seconds later, his name pops up as he is watching. So if you're still watching, Tim, yes, Tim. That was that. He said, if anyone has ever never seen me work before, the way you answer me when I give you your information is the words, yes, Tim. So he had that training within him too. So if you are watching, yes, Tim. Now, moving swiftly on, obviously in order of arrival, because I'm good like that. We're in for a treat now of Technicolor beauty. Trace, are you there?
I'm here.
Fabulous. I'll leave you
Here,
to
dear.
Hello, Trace. How are you?
Hi, Tara. I'm good, thanks. You?
Yes, I am. I'm just in awe of your hair. I'm just so sorry. I know you mentioned it earlier, but I am. I just think it is absolutely gorgeous. And there is a lady here that is telling me that she thinks it's gorgeous too.
Oh.
Okay. And she is making me laugh because she is telling me that she used to have a purple wince. Okay.
Probably, yeah.
Or she would have liked a purple wince.
Mhm.
Okay. I do want to say this is mum or grandmother to you. Can you understand mum or grandmother in spirit, please, Trace?
Grandmother, yeah.
Right. Okay. Because I do see such a huge similarity between you both, especially in your features.
Yeah.
Okay. And she tells me that you are her girl. Okay.
All right.
Right. Okay. Right. She makes me aware of an issue around her tummy area. And I feel
Yes.
like I want to go slightly down, you know, from
Yeah.
her tummy slightly down. And I do
Yeah.
want to say this is the reason behind her passing. Can you
Yes.
understand, please?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And she's also showing me her legs as well. So I don't know if her legs swell just slightly towards the end, but
Yeah.
this is what she's telling me. Now she's telling me that there was a lot of concern about the amount of pain she was in at one time. But she said she wasn't really aware of that pain, if you can understand that. Okay. So, you know, please just pass on that, you know, that the pain wasn't really known by her. It was more you that was more worried about her pain.
Yeah.
Okay. Now she gives me the name Dolly. Okay, or the word Dolly. And now I'm just trying to work out if it is a name or if it is Dolly. I want to say that it is the word dolly that she's given me. So I don't know if you can resonate with that in regard to a doll that you would have had or a doll that you had.
There's a couple of strange incidents with Lowe connected with her.
Okay, well, fantastic.
Yeah.
Just the name Dolly. Okay.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, no, it's not a name. It is an actual doll. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right. She's now making me aware of a lot of activity around you. Okay. I don't know if it's spirit activity, but also a lot of activity with the living as well. Can you understand this?
Yeah.
And she says that, you know, you just get so jumbled sometimes because you're here, there, everywhere. You're on the phone to that person, on the phone to that person, you're speaking to that person. And she just said, you need to take yourself away sometimes, you know, just to.
Oh, I wish.
You know, but she says you need to give yourself time away from it. Okay, just pull your own head together because you're just so focused on people's issues that you know you do tend to let your own slide, if you know what I mean. Without,
Yeah.
I don't want to cause offence, but that's what, this is what she says.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah.
Right, okay. Right, I have a gentleman come forward now. He's given me a cough, so I don't want to say he was a smoker.
Okay.
And I do want to give this as grandfather or father to you. Can you understand father or grandfather who is a smoker?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. And I do feel that it did affect his chest quite badly towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
And I do want to say this was part of the reason behind his passing. It wasn't the full reason, but it's part of the reason behind his passing. Can you understand that, please?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Because he's showing me that he's showing me like a mask over his face. So I don't know if he would have needed oxygen at some point, but he's showing me a mask over his face.
Not aware of that.
Right, okay. Well, maybe he's just sort of trying to indicate to me there was an issue with his breathing then. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Tony's just found out. Thank you, Tony. Right, okay. Right, okay. So I've got this gentleman, and he gives me the name of Robert, Bob or Robert.
Okay. Yeah. There's those in the family.
Name, or it's a name around you or around him. Okay. And he's showing me squirrels for some reason. Can you understand why he's showing me squirrels?
No.
Right, okay. I'm just going to ask him to give me a little bit more information on squirrels, because he's just given me squirrels. I don't know if there is someone around you who comes in and takes your food, or is a bit of a taker, if you can understand that.
Yeah.
He's happy to take from you, but not always happy to give back. Can you understand
Yeah.
this, please?
Yeah. I understand that.
Right, okay. That's where it's coming from then. They're a bit of a
Okay.
squirrel. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Take from you, but they're not happy to give back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and as charitable and as lovely as you are, you need to stop giving so much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right.
Okay.
You just need to put your foot down a little bit harder, he tells me, because you're a little bit of a gentle soul, is what he tells me, and you just want to keep everyone happy, and you just want to give to everyone, and give your heart and your love and your belongings to everyone, but you do need to just stamp down a little bit harder.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
now giving me lockets of gifts to you, Trace. Okay.
Given what?
A locket.
Okay.
Okay. And I do want to give it as a gold locket. Okay.
Okay.
And I do want to give it's not an oval locket. I want to say it's like a heart shape or some other shaped locket to give to you. Okay. I don't know if this is something you have or if it belonged to a relative, but he is giving me this gold locket to give to you. Okay.
Okay. I'll have to think about that one.
If you don't understand it now, you will.
Okay.
Or maybe it's a locket that is coming to you. Okay.
Okay.
Look,
That's nice. Like a bit of gold.
I'm playing with my necklace. So yeah. Look, I'm going to say it'll be coming to you, Trace, if you don't have it already. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Right. It's giving me whispers now. It's giving me
Whiskers.
Whispers.
Okay. Oh, whispers. Oh, whiskers.
I want to say, like, I don't know why, but I'm getting, like Willow the Wisp. I'm getting
Yeah.
whispers in the willow for some reason. It's turned around.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay, whispers in the willow. It's definitely whispers in the willow. Okay, so I don't know if. Right. Okay. Do you know what? It's just gone. It's just gone. I feel that someone has been whispering, and I feel that you are supposed to know about it, but you're not, if you know what I mean. I want to say, I feel like I'm giving you a surprise here, Trace. Okay. And I
Okay.
do want a nice surprise. Okay. It's a nice surprise coming to you. And I think that's why I've just been cut off, because I'm not supposed to say anything.
Okay.
So, but it is
Right.
whispers. But I cannot ask you to keep whispers in the willow, please. rather than will o' the
Right.
wisp. It's just in the willow. I might have to
Okay.
Google it to understand what it means. But okay. Right, I've now been given the month of August to give you is relevant, and that is in regard to a birthday or an anniversary passing.
Passing,
And
yeah.
I want to come sort of between. For some reason, I'm getting between the 8th and the 18th of August. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I've just been told
Yeah.
to give you between the 8th and the 18th.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Okay. Right. Have you got a sister, Trace, please?
No.
No. Okay. Well, you have got a sister. You have got
Right.
a sister. Okay. Now, she obviously didn't make this life, but you have got a sister in the spirit world, and I do want to say that she is very, very close to you. Okay.
Okay.
And I do want to say that she's been guiding you. Okay. I do feel that you've needed guidance with something just lately, and she has been with you. Okay. And I want to say that I feel like I want to say that you've almost lost a sense of direction, if you can understand that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And she is helping guide you back on the straight path, if you can understand
Okay.
that. I feel like you're sort of going all over the place, and there are you that haven't quite known which way to go or which way to. Okay, but she is guiding you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Can you understand the name Priscilla? If I give the name Priscilla to you, Trace, please.
No.
And also, I've been just given the name Bernie. So I don't know if it's Bernard, Bernie, but I'm giving it as Bernie because that's where I heard it.
No, I don't know either of those names.
Okay, well, if I can just
Sorry.
ask.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm supposed to say yes, Tara, aren't I?
But also, I've been asked to give you the number 6. Okay, and I do feel that this is relevant to a date that is coming up for you, Trace. Okay, so I don't know if this is the 6th month or if this is the month of June, but it is a very large 6. So I'm going to say the month of June. So just keep an eye out for June. I do feel that that is when this special thing is going to be happening for you. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to leave Spirit's love with you, Trace. Okay.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
Bless you both. Well, Trace, lovely to have you back on. I believe this is the
Episode
second episode.
Yes.
Now, speaking of episodes, I haven't had one today yet, but I have got the power to channel the internet as well as spirit. So I Googled for you. Obviously, a will-o'-the-wisp is, in folklore, another word for the atmospheric ghost light seen by travellers at night, also known as a jack-o'-lantern. So it's spooky lights and orbs and that kind of thing. The other alternative, of course, is that it is my favourite TV show from when I was a kid that bridged the gap between children's TV and the news, with Kenneth Williams as Will-o'-the-Wisp, a blue floating creature. There was also Arthur the Caterpillar. There was also Mavis Cruet, a plump, clumsy fairy with an erratic magic wand. I'm saying nothing. And
that sounds
the
like
principal.
me.
You and me both love. And of course, the principal evil character was Evil Edna, the witch TV.
Yeah.
So there could be memories in there, but I would say it's the orbs and the ghost lights.
Yeah. I think my husband might have called me Evil Edna at some point. Might have been the green hair.
We shall send him healing thoughts.
Thank you.
It was Whispers in the Willow.
Yeah.
So I'll Google that and see
Yeah.
if I can come to any conclusion.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Excellent. Well, Trace, my love, thank you for coming on. Tara, well done, and we'll see you later on, sweetie. Oh, wrong one. Now is the time in our service. Now, having been in Littleport numerous times, you know what's coming. And to be honest, everyone watching, you all know what's coming next. So I will not delay and just ask that magical question. Sam, Hannah, Bully, what time is it? Bully's
well done,
prize. Excellent. Did you know what? She's got the timing on that off to a T these days. My lovelies, how are you?
Good. Yeah, we're good, thank you.
What have you been up to this week? Oh, hello, Henry. Sorry.
Well, Hannah's had a bit of a stressful week. She had to go to the doctors and have a blood test, but she was very brave.
Oh,
Good.
Thank you. So we just waiting for the results on that. Just doing good stuff, doing craft.
I had 2 stickers.
And you got 2 stickers.
Well done. Well, you must be special to get 2 stickers. Now, we've talked a lot about healing tonight. We of course send you healing for your little puncture wound from a blood test. But the best way to get through a blood test is to send healing to the person making you wince. Send healing to them for hurting you.
Yeah.
And I am sure you will get that healing back as well, as we know. So bless you. Thank you as ever. And we will see you for the closing prayer.
Yeah. See you later.
And of course, we have Bully's special prize. The final reading of the night. For those that don't know, we raffle names in a hat, and the final person is Bully's special prize. Just Google that as well. And I will ask the question, Beverly, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, hello, crystal
Hello,
clear
Beverly.
coming through.
Hiya.
It's so good to see you.
Long
It seems
time.
like forever since we were
I
in the hall
know.
together. Probably because it is. And on that note, I'm getting out of the way because Matt will come up with his 86 years again. Bye.
hello, Beverly.
Hiya, Tara.
How are you?
I'm doing well. What about you?
Oh, I'm very well, thank you.
Good.
See? Okay, right. I do have a gentleman here with me, Beverly.
Okay.
And I do want to give him his dad. Can you understand Dad in spirit, please?
Yeah, I can, yeah.
Okay. And he's just made me hold my neck for some reason. So I don't know if he had an issue with his neck or around his neck area.
Yes,
or
he did.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much. Because I'm holding my neck here.
Mm.
Okay. So I don't know if this is due to like a stroke or something similar, but I am holding my neck here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right. Okay. Right. Again, I'm getting that smoker's cough with him. So can you understand if he was a smoker, please?
No, he wasn't.
Right. Okay. Would he have had a cough though, Beverly, please?
Yeah, he did have a cough. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Because I'm just getting that cough, and I always the thing is, as a spiritual medium, that is one of my things I normally get with a smoker or an issue with just a normal cough. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. He shows me that he would have used a hanky to cough into as well, if you can understand that.
He would have had a hanky, yeah.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much. Right. He's making me aware of like a market stall or something like that. Now, I don't know if this is in relation to him or in relation to you selling things. Can you understand that, please?
I can understand a market stall in the family.
Right, okay, because he's just showing me this market stall. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you can understand that, then that's great. I don't know where he's going with it, unless it's just something that has just sort of come to mind and he's thought to mention it. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. He's just given me the name David. I don't know if you can understand the name David around you or around him. If you can't, then just ask you to keep it, please?
Can't think of it at the moment, but it probably is there.
Right, okay. And he gives me the month of November, okay, as relevant. But I'm going to say
Okay.
this is relevant to a birthday or an anniversary of passing. I
Mhm.
do want to say that this is more relevant to an anniversary of passing for some reason, so I don't know if you can understand that.
Yes,
No.
I know somebody who passed in November.
Right, okay, thank you very much. Right, okay. Right, I'm getting another gentleman now. Now, I know you just said you know someone that passed in November. I do feel that this gentleman relates to the passing in November.
Yes,
I do want to say that he wasn't extremely old, if you can understand that.
that's right. Mm.
I want to say that he was sort of nearer sort of early 60s, if you can understand that, or maybe a bit older than that.
He was younger.
Because for some reason I'm getting 54. Okay, I don't know if you can understand that around him, but that's what I'm getting, 54.
Okay.
Right, okay. And he is telling me that his passing was very sudden. Can you understand this, please?
Yes,
Right, okay. It was like he was here 1 minute and gone the next.
that's right. Mm.
Okay. I don't know if this is his heart that was an issue, but I just feel that he fell. I almost want to say like he fell asleep. Okay. That's the
Right.
feeling. That's the feeling I get with him.
Mhm.
So I don't know if this is how he passed.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're aware of how he passed, but that is the feeling I'm getting.
It could be one of two people at the moment. That's what I'm just trying to.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm just getting that he fell asleep. Okay.
Yeah.
So and I know that that is the feeling that people get as they're passing. So it could
Okay.
be or the other. Okay. I'm
Yes.
also being given the name Nigel to give to you as well. If you can understand the name Nigel, Beverly.
Yes, I can.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much. And I'm also getting Granny coming.
Okay.
Just getting the word Granny coming, and it's almost like she's just shot over my head. Okay. And I do want to say that she would have done that in life. She would have just spoken over
Right. Okay.
you, or whoever is speaking. She was very there, if you know what I
Yeah.
mean. And she is just full of beans. She's just very excited to be here, if you can understand. I don't know if she's come through before or not, but I just feel that, I want to say that every time feels like the first time for her, if you can understand
Right.
it.
Okay. Yeah.
And, and she just loves to pop in and just say hello, Beverly, and just give you her love. And she just wants her hands around your face and just give you a big nanny kiss. Right, okay. And with that, she gives me a basket of flowers to give to you, Beverly. You know one of these
lovely.
like these old-fashioned shopping baskets.
Yes.
And it's just full of flowers, okay? And she's just giving them to you, and she's just giving them with lots of love.
Oh,
And
that's lovely.
it's full of blue flowers, okay?
Right. Okay.
Okay, well, I do want to say cornflowers, okay?
Right.
Because there is significance behind cornflowers here, but it is full of cornflowers, okay?
Lovely.
Now, right, okay. She's given me the name Helen now, Beverly. I don't know if you can understand the name Helen.
Not close to me. No. I know somebody, which would be not a friend, but more of an acquaintance.
Right, okay, well, if you can understand the name, then that's great. Okay. Right, okay. Do you know what? The gentleman has just gone now, and she is here, and she just wants. I just feel like she has just so much to say, and I do feel that she was a little bit of a gossip in some respects.
Yes.
Okay, she loved to talk and tell everyone what was going on and find out what was going on, and that is why she's here. And I do want to say she is a little bit nosy, okay, and she is nosy, and I do feel that there has been something going on in your life, sort of taking a little bit of strain. If you can understand that.
A little bit of what? Sorry.
Strain.
Strain.
It's been,
Right.
it's been a little bit of a strain.
Yeah.
But she's telling me that she has been there helping.
Oh, lovely.
Even though you wouldn't have wanted it if she was here, she has been helping with that, okay? And the strain is going to be taken off, okay?
Right.
And I do feel that this relates to somebody else, okay, in your life. I feel like the strain has been put on you.
Right. Okay.
It's taken off them and put on you.
Yeah.
Okay. but she just wants to take that off, okay? And with that, she just gives you this lovely basket of cornflowers and she just grabs your cheeks and gives you a big rank. Okay.
That's lovely. Thank you
Okay.
ever so much.
You're very welcome, Beverly.
That was lovely. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Bless you.
Thank
And
you.
you know, considering you were concerned that you wouldn't be able to get signal and everything and get through, you're coming through clearer than the pair of us. It's wonderful.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you're
You
fine.
are, yeah.
Absolutely.
That's brilliant.
Bless you.
Well, thank you both very much.
You're very welcome, Beverly.
And you're always welcome, my friend. Now we're going to
Thank
pop
you.
you back down in the green room
Yeah.
to have tiffin, but we'll have you back up for the closing prayer.
Lovely. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, bless. Well, Tara, thank you so much. And you know, it's wonderful. That stubbornness of spirit that Lynn spoke about, it pays dividends, because we've had comment from Karen. Whispers in the Willows is a book.
Is
and
it?
Yes, it is. And also Tony, as I put up on the screen briefly, he's found Agnes.
I did see that, yeah.
It's wonderful. So I have also been asked to mention our reading tonight inspired Mum to find something. She's found her footsteps in the sand ring that she has. So well done, Alan. And this is just, I love the way Spirit all ties it all up in a nice little pretty bow. But thank you so much for a hugely wonderful demonstration of mediumship. And let's not take my word for it, because people will see the mute button come up on us two in a second, which means I'm about to say those magical words. Reverend Lynn, are you there?
I'm here. Thank you very much. And it was a lovely, uplifting, evidential demonstration of mediumship, Tara. So thank you very much on behalf of everybody who has been witness to that, because there's no greater service, I don't think, to humanity than our mediums, our good mediums, you know, giving solid evidence of survival and getting people to understand that they are spirit themselves, that they go to spirit, and that there are spirits over there who can communicate back down to us here as spirits. So, you know, thank you very much, Tara. You know, you did a grand job. And I think you're, you know, what we could only call a near-death experience for you, you know, when you thought you were going to go over. Obviously, I can only say to you what my eldest son has always said to me when I've been in dire circumstances. He says to me, "Don't worry, Mum, only the good die young." So, you know, I pass that nugget of wisdom on to you, Tara. So don't be of the being too good, okay? You know, have a little dabble in whatever. You know, you're down here to enjoy life. You know, not to hurt anybody else, of course, but to enjoy life a bit. So, you know, now this is my turn to give you a flipping message, right? Because what they're saying is, you know, you don't need to be so full of guilt about, you know, what you might want to do and not do, and stop putting yourself under the cosh, because you're always trying to be, you know, really good or really better, you know. And they're saying you're putting too much stress on that and on yourself. So you mustn't do that, because they're with you all the way, and they don't want you over there anyway. Thank you very much, somebody's saying. So, you know, I will just bless you with that message. In my old age, I've become a dripping psychic. But no, they actually, you know, really, when Reverend Nick asked me to come and speak, that was their cue to say, right, we want you to say this to Tara. So there I have, I've said it. And I know that you'll go from strength to strength, but you really have got to, you know, dabble a little bit in this life. Don't, you know, you haven't got to be so holy all the time. You know, so because you know, there's nothing worse than that. There's nothing worse than someone trying to be really, really holy all the time. And, you know, you could get on people's nerves. So be careful. That's what they're telling me up there.
Right. Okay.
You don't want to get on anyone's nerves, do you?
No.
Oh, no. So I'll leave you with those few words.
Thank you
But yeah,
very
well
much.
done. It was lovely. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Wrong button. Thank you as ever, Lynn, for coming up and finishing it off in a bow, shall we say. It's my phrase of the night. I'm going to have to get one for my new haircut. A bow, that is. It's such fun whilst she's muted. Over 23 years, I've got to know those expressions. All I'll say is I've got to know those expressions. So when I quickly interrupt, it's not me being rude. It's making sure that I'm changing the expression. Is it not, Reverend Lynn? I'm going to unmute you now.
Well, I'm not sure about the bow, dear. I think we have to, you know, try and put a little bit of one in each. Yeah, you could put a little bit on the front there. You know, it would be very nice.
Do you think I'll be better off with a fascinator instead?
Possibly, yes, possibly. Oh no! Don't start him off on one of those. You get one of those with a rose on the side. You know, no.
You should see me dance the tarantella. That's all I'll say.
Oh dear.
And the tarantella, by the way, was done to dance away devils.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Yes, it was. However, we don't know anything about the devil because we leave that to the Orthodox churches.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, it's time to bring everyone back up. So I'm going to go hot on the music because it just people tell me there's lots of feedback when I don't.
And don't forget the closing prayer, Reverend Nick.
And I will not. Have you been talking to my mother again?
No, dear.
Every time I forget, I get a phone call at the end of the. You forgot the closing prayer again, Nick.
Well, you're not going to forget today, are you?
No, definitely not.
No,
definitely not. Well, let's bring everyone back up and get muting. Sorry about the muting, everybody. It just means that everyone can actually. Oh, hang on, there's back. Everyone can hear what's going on at home because it is. Yeah, absolutely right. Love the spiritual banter, and it is. It's spiritual and spiritualist of us all to do such things. But I do not like having people's faces covered up, so I'm just going to remove that. There we go. Well, friends, it's that time of the evening, I'm afraid. It's time to say good night to everyone at home. It's time to say good night or good morning to everyone who's watching at a different time that isn't now. And it's also time to say I know, I haven't forgotten. Yeah. It's also a time to say a big thank you to Tara Rice, our medium for this evening. Thank you to Tony and Trace and Beverly for coming on as recipients. It's time to say thank you to Sam, Hannah, Bully, and of course, Henry, lest he remind me again. And of course, thank you to Reverend Alan for his wonderful reading that tied up that little bit of philosophy in a bow. But it's also upon me to say thank you all every week for watching and supporting what we do. And the best way to say thank you, see, this is how she knows that I remembered. The best way to say thank you is with prayer. So let us join together as we say, thank you for the opportunity, dear Lord, to come together as friends, to unite under your banner of love and hope and friendship, and bring forward the life eternal that we know is ahead of us, to bring comfort, upliftment, supplication and succor for all those in need of it. We know that life can sometimes be difficult. We know that life can often be hard, but we also know great spirit and are reminded that we are spirit in the physical life, and that as much as we communicate with those that have gone before us, we can support, uplift and comfort each other too. So as I place all the blessings of all the world upon each and every person here present, and your blessings, dear Lord, upon all those in need, we make the statement, as ever, that everything we do will be in the name of love and truth and light. And we ask that you not move the mountain, just give us the strength to climb. But of course, we say, Great Spirit, simply put, thank you and amen. Well, friends, that's another Thursday from Chateau del Nic and the Boudoir de la Brown. It's good night. It's God bless. Thank you once again for everyone involved and everyone watching at home. We are back next week with another service and beaming live from Littleport. If you are free to hear a different side of me on tomorrow night, just jump onto Tony's page. There's a bit of a promotion for you, love. But until next time, my friends, all of you, may the peace of the Great Spirit be with you all, and good night.